This evening, an update on Sunday's Lusignan prison break. The Rights of the Child Commission calls for juvenile justice reform. The saga of Marcus Bisram continues. The boys are back, and residents are none too pleased. In the region, in Belize, the soon-to-be-finished Belize City Center will double as an emergency management shelter. And internationally, heavy rains threaten millions throughout Asia.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Now being streamed live on our YouTube channel and our website, ch2headlinenews.com. Join us. Many of the public are still trying to find out what or even whom had allowed those dangerous men to flee from the swampy pasture at the Lusignan prison. Given all the increased security and the rugged surrounding terrain, folks are still not quite sure what happened. Headline News has gone back over our footage to allow our viewers to hear what the authorities have to say in their own words. Wendell Jeffrey, our reporter assigned to these developments, will now guide us through. We hope you find this helpful.
We have a literal war fighting. And if I am to go start dealing with all kinds of dereliction of duty, it might not help in the process. I am very embarrassed as to what happened last night. Very embarrassed. As a matter of fact, I do not want to use the regular expletives here. But it is terrible what transpired.
George, it is obvious that the situation which the authority faces is both exasperating and frustrating. It appears as though, given all their training and standard operating procedures, the inmates are employing their criminal wits, and from time to time, they're getting the upper hand of the lawmen.
Somewhere there, in order to protect themselves from others seeing them when they're using the toilet, there was a zinc sheet erected. The digging of the hole occurred in the same vicinity. They had to do, I guess because of the rain too, the mud was not as challenging as it should be, and they managed to get below the foundation of the fence. Yes, there's a tower right there. As I said, if this thing did occur during the rainy hours, despite we have lighting and so on in the area, there could have been a disruption of visibility.
After it was acknowledged that the men had escaped, the identification of the escapees were further delayed because of an overabundance of caution on the part of the ministry and the prison services. But
because on the previous occasion, I think there was one person who was not an escapee, and we had put out the photograph that he was an escapee, and we got huge problems on that score, and even lawyers let and all. We decided indeed that we are going to be very cautious about this thing. It's not only one person sometimes have the same name. 2 or 3 sometimes have the same name. They want to act cautiously. The man that was supposed to be the gatekeeper of that process, the crime chief, I understand he had to be at the commission of inquiry this afternoon.
George, even though the situation is urgent, you realize that the minister, who himself is a lawyer, has to maneuver between being expeditious and being cautious.
There have been huge setbacks and lapses and things that could very well be blaming as a number of people here, but I would prefer, as minister in charge, not to go that direction now.
And even as there is a problem with housing these men, there are the realities that the magistrates are still sending other men to prison.
We had several admissions from court, persons who are classified as high profile and could have contaminated the new holding area, and that security decision had to be taken in order to put some of those persons there.
The realities of the situation are creating a perfect storm. All of the prisons in Guyana are currently overpopulated. More criminals and remand persons are being sent to prison, and the lawmen are stretched to their limits. George, tomorrow we will look at some of the other perilous situations that the officers have to deal with on a daily basis. In fact, In one instance during the press conference, Director Samuel said that he actually fears for the lives of his subordinate officers. Tomorrow we will look at that. For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Helpful indeed. And on that note, Odell Roberts was among the 13 who escaped on Sunday. After his escape, he took to Facebook to thank God. It would seem that the Lord responded through the members of the joint services. Roberts was among the 7 men who were recaptured in a massive manhunt undertaken by the members of the joint services. The 7 captured men are as follows: Odell Roberts, Jamal Ford, Rayon Jones, Winston Long, Tashawn McKenzie, Jason Howard, and Jamal Joseph. 10 more remain, including the Camp Street 4. Coming up on Headline News after the break, one mother asks for protection from those intent to silence her son, and the Rights of the Child Commission call for juvenile justice reform.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and Sleep Center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Want to see the Amazon Warriors live and win tickets to the greatest cricket event of the year? Then show us your Warrior dance and you can win. It's easy. Check out our YouTube page, like the video, learn the moves, and upload your video for a chance to win.
GTT, proud sponsors of the Guyana Amazon Warriors. GTT, do more.
Clearance is having a massive blowout store-wide sale for 4 days, from the 26th to the 29th of July. So here's the deal. Shop any item and get the other at half price, or get 25% off any item store-wide. I'm talking ladies' jeans, dresses, tops. And for the fellas this summer, I'm talking jeans, jerseys, flip-flops, sneakers, everything you need to give you that sizzling summer look. So make your way down to Clearance. We've got all your camouflage gear for both ladies and gents. Remember, this massive store-wide blowout sale happens for 4 days, from the 26th to the 29th of July, right here at Clearance. Always keeping you in style.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
promiscuous styles, simply different.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
One mother from Berbice is pleading for authorities to protect the lives of her son and the rest of her family. Anicia Joseph tells us more.
Last November, US-based Guyanese businessman Marcus Bisram was accused of masterminding the murder of quarantine carpenter Fayaz Narayan Dat. The Guyana police force is currently working with their American counterparts to extradite and prosecute Bisram, but many suspect that he has been determined to halt this case as much as possible. Shortly after an arrest warrant for Bisram was filed, relatives of the man attempted to bribe police officers in order to drop the case. They were subsequently arrested. Now, as the group tightens around Bisram, one woman believes that he has now resorted to intimidation as a means of influencing the case.
They're setting up kill out because through Marcus' story, and before Marcus got come to Guyana, they were done with my son and me.
Last week, it was widely reported that the key witness in the prosecution's case, a 16-year-old boy whose name was withheld, was rushed to the hospital. It was believed that he was poisoned. He survived the attempted murder, but as his mother stated, the death threats did not end there.
Fire was shot, and he said, you me come for done with you now, before my son. And you not come out from the house. If you not come out, me go burn you or something will happen. And I say, me frightened, me run, me lock a door, and me out a light. And I say, oh God, me now I'm dead now. He said, yeah, then he still in front of us. And he fired the load and the load scatter now. He jumped in the vehicle because he frightened. And he drive down and me take the pen and me write down the number. And then when he gone now, me come over by my mother place and me there give shit. Me say, ma'am, granny, no, I call she nanny. So nanny, me say, me dead now, you see, and nobody else know. And she said, girl, I go home, sleep by me tonight and morning. When I go to hospital, I go home and bathe and pack my bag.
For Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Anicia Joseph.
Thanks, Anicia. This morning, ExxonMobil announced the discovery of more oil in the Payara Reservoir offshore Guyana. This increases the total Payara discovery to approximately 500 million oil equivalent barrels. These positive well results increase the estimated find for the Stabroek block to be between 2.25 billion to 2.75 billion oil equivalent barrels. The well is only 12 miles northwest of the recently funded Liza Phase 1 project on the Stabroek block, which is approximately 130 miles offshore Guyana. The Stabroek block is 6.6 million acres. SO Exploration and Production Guyana Limited is operator and holds 45% interest in the Stabroek block. Hess Guyana Exploration Limited holds 30%, and CNOOC, Nexen Petroleum Guyana Limited, holds 25% interest. And back on the subject of prisons. Some persons, especially the residents and businesses in the area, will be very disappointed. And that's because it is official. The men from the swamp area have all been transferred back to their original home at Lot 12 Camp Street. Barriers will be back in place, security will be beefed up, and the tension that gripped the area will once again return. Wendell Jeffrey visited the area and got a glimpse of the preparatory works.
There'll be no stone left unturned when it comes to security at the brick prison at Lot 12 Camp Street. Both yesterday and today, when Channel 2 Headline News stopped by the prison, we saw that works were being feverishly carried out. On hand to inspect the works was no less than the man in charge of the prison, Director Samuels himself. Today, when I dropped by, I saw that the men had already been transferred and a number of security personnel were in place surrounding the prisons. George, we were told that all the men from the swamp area in Luzignan have been transferred and are back at the Camp Street facility. However, up to press time, we were unable to ascertain how many inmates are now being housed at Camp Street, or if those who were in the temporary holding facility at Luzignan were also transferred back to Camp Street. What I can say is that the situation remains tense, as the inmates remain defiant and the prison officials are operating on high alert. We will keep you, our viewers, up to date in our subsequent reports. For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Jeffrey. For the common man, the justice system is terrifyingly unjust. A visit to the Georgetown Magistrates Court will reveal dozens of poor young men and women with fear in their eyes representing themselves in front of the courts. Now imagine the fear a child must have when faced with this predicament. Unfortunately, this is a shockingly common occurrence in this nation. But since 2015, the Rights of the Child Commission has been working assiduously with the Legal Aid Clinic to fill the need for proper legal representation for youthful offenders in Guyana.
We have been able to secure some funding so that the lawyers attached to the Guyana Legal Aid Clinic can visit regularly, weekly, the Sophia Juvenile Holding Center, the New Opportunity Corps, and also the Timeri Prison, where young offenders, and many of them are under the age of 18, thereby making them children, so that the legal aid lawyers can meet, engage with a view to provide legal representation for these children of Guyana.
The organization has touted the success of this program. Since its implementation almost 2 years ago, over 250 children have received representation and advice from the partnership. The RCC and the Legal Aid Clinic wishes to continue the partnership. Unfortunately, they are faced with one big problem.
When the funding runs out, we will pretty much go back to the same square one situation where the children of Guyana coming into contact with the law will be once again denied a fundamental right of the child as enshrined in the CRC.
As such, the Rights of the Child Commission looks for a permanent solution for this ongoing problem. They have appealed to many relevant stakeholders to inform them of this fundamental right of children.
We've engaged police in all of the divisions of Guyana, informing them and letting them know that this is a fundamental right of the child to receive legal representation when they come into contact with the law. We have taken the process further. We have engaged ministers of government, we have engaged other critical stakeholders so that this breach could be permanently remedied.
In their work thus far, commissioners have found that the two most common reasons for a child's stay in a correctional facility were capital offenses and the crime of wandering. RCC Commissioner Aramnath Pandey was very clear regarding the RCC's stance on wandering.
Is that it is an obnoxious charge and it should be abolished forthwith.
According to Commissioner Pandey, children found wandering often have no criminal intent. Many of them are actually victims of crimes themselves, highlighting the need for the law to be abolished.
So a child that is the victim of an abusive and neglectful home, which is what the charge of wandering usually is, will not be criminalized and will not be incarcerated coming from such a background.
It is hoped that these and many other elements of juvenile justice will be addressed in the Juvenile Justice Bill. It is believed that the wandering charge will soon become a thing of the past with the advent of this bill. The Juvenile Justice Bill, which has been in the making for over a decade, makes provision for juveniles found wandering to undergo a psychological evaluation before any legal action is taken against them. It is expected to be tabled in Parliament later this year. As the national conversation regarding the criminal justice system expands, Headline News will continue to bring updates as developments arise. Don't go away. Still ahead, we have our regional news, international news, and the weather.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Want to see the Amazon Warriors live and win tickets to the greatest cricket event of the year? Then show us your Warrior dance and you can win. It's easy. Check out our YouTube page, like the video, learn the moves, and upload your video for a chance to win.
GTT, proud sponsors of the Guyana Amazon Warriors. GTT, do more.
Styles, simply different. Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
In news from the region now, in Belize, the most expensive public building in the country, the Belize City Center can accommodate up to 5,000 people. Once completed, the structure will serve as a shelter for emergency management personnel. Channel 5 Belize brings us that story.
The building is designed to act as or double as a hurricane shelter, meaning although we can fit up to 5,000 people in the seated or standing in the building, we have created a manual to turn over to the potential owner of the building or management team of the building that no more than 2,000 occupants should occupy the building during the event of a hurricane. And that is simply for the fact that we have, although we have 90,000 gallons of water, 20,000 gallons backup plan water in the roof, the use of the building should be there to assist in the ultimate last resort in the event that the Belize City should be evacuated. The people that will be holding down the fort in the city, it's reserved for them to man the fort, so to speak, while at the last minute they can still function and operate emergency services from this shelter. It is large enough to sustain 2,000 people for at least a week. We have a backup generator system that can sustain that time. We have a potable water system that can sustain that time as well. So done right, again, partnered with private companies, so to speak, and partnered with CEMO or NEMO or the relief systems, it can serve a very, very good purpose.
And internationally, this past rainy season has been a wet one, with heavy rains causing flooding in several regions of Guyana. Unfortunately, Guyana is not alone. Millions of people across Asia are also threatened by this year's rains. CNN International has more. And now for the weather report. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and our new website, ch2headlinenews.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your home, and do have a blessed evening.